Rock and roll?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Well, Kiko was a young cacao bean, and he always wanted to swim in the sea. But I jumped in my cup, and I gone drank him up. Now he's living his life through me. Singing bye-da-da-da-da-da, bye-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Well, Finn was a dog on the beach, and sometimes his smile's a little far from reach. You know how it goes, and a little pet on the nose, and he's back to being a dog on the beach. Night. Singing bye-da-da-da-da-da, bye-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Time to watch the sunset, even though we're not sure what we'll get. But there's colors abound, and let's seek what is found. Give thanks to this day in the sky. Singing bye-da-da-da-da-da, bye-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. It's time to sing another song, and hopefully a song we can all sing along. But you know how it goes, and another verse flows. We're still singing the same old song now. Singing ba-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da, singing ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Good to play some music with you, Brian.
Likewise. What a great song. I can't believe we've jammed together how many times and we haven't done that song yet.
I've always got more songs on the tickle
That's
track.
amazing.
Yeah, I always forget which ones to pull out.
Especially that one. Gee. Well, that's a blast. I love that song. Well, so welcome to episode number 6 of the Dawn Phoenix Folk Show. Yeah. And Kaya, who I've done a few shows with before, has connected me with the Tomorrow's Voices choir group, and John came to visit with the choir group on Tuesday of this week, and we were just talking about how maybe we'll teach the kids that song.
Perfect.
Right?
That'd be fun.
So that would be a blast. Yeah. Or at the very least, when you come back, we'll get them. I'll at least have them trained up so that
it's a fun singing song.
Yeah, they can
kids
back
can sing,
you up.
or it's also, if you're in the, it's kind of like that Irish drinking song or something like that. So we'll hand out some kombuchas and we'll have to
exactly right
clink some glasses and get the.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. Well, I'm so happy you could make this work. I know you got a busy schedule. You got so many cool things going on. I was trying to think of all the things I wanted to talk to you about. Usually we have a framework of a show, and we'll see what happens. But
let's see what happens.
Not too rigid, but one curiosity was I guess I was wondering how did you, I don't know if I ever really knew the story of how you got into playing music and writing songs.
Good question. and it's funny because it kind of came up a few weeks ago. It was really special. But my mom had me in violin class and boys choir and stuff. And, you know, that's good to get your ear trained at a young age and get into music was really important. But it never really clicked with me. And it wasn't until high school. They had a 3-tiered program that was mandatory, drama, art, and guitar. And it would split throughout 3 times throughout the year. And then after your grade 9, then you'd pick one of the 3 to kind of go into. And guitar for me, I was like, oh, this is really cool. And the class didn't land for me. I still can't really read music very well, and it was scales weren't my thing. But me and some of the kids in the back, we'd just start playing songs and 2-finger bar chords and Smoke on the Water and stuff that you can get hooked by going straight into some music. And it was really special because I had a gig at Somewhere Else Pub this summer, and my guitar teacher, Mr. Pizzerni, came and was there, and was really cool to kind of be like partway through and be like, and let's give a round of applause for Mr. Pizzerni. I wouldn't probably be playing music if it wasn't for him getting me into playing guitar. So
cool.
Thank you, Mr. Pizzerni, if you're watching this.
Yeah, right.
And for spreading that musical ear to so many kids. I think it's so important as a kid. To get into music at a young age. So it's been a blessing now, from ukulele to bass to other things. It's all kind of spread out.
So. And you've written a book.
Yeah.
And so did you start, I think we have a copy here, don't we? We should put it on the film.
Yeah.
But did you write a book before you started writing songs, or did you start writing songs?
I started writing songs right away, as soon as I had a guitar in my hand.
Okay.
Tales of the Modern Nomad.
Yeah.
Monks, Mushrooms, and Other Misadventures. Reader discretion advised. Or drink a glass of wine or 2 before chapter 6. But yeah, I wrote this book, and it's crazy, colorful book with images and sketches and poems and stories from my decade of travels in my 20s around the world. And I started writing songs as soon as I got a guitar in my hand, and that's what I feel got me into music, was getting straight into, hey, it's not hard to even just a 1-string or 2-finger bar chords to just get into, what's it like to put some melody together and to hum over top, and anything to kind of get into things. And like most people, you start with singing some softer stuff or some kind of like, little broken heart love ballads as a teenager or whatever might come out naturally first. And then you can open up into all these other songs and start singing about Kiko the young cacao bean that always wanted to swim in the sea, and all the other fun nonsense that can come out with songwriting. So yeah, it's been a really fun adventure.
Awesome. And then like world traveling, obviously you got into that like a fair amount.
Yeah.
And then that is how I'm kind of guessing here and looking for a correction, or expanding, that I know you're like a key member and or the director of the Momentom collective. And so you want to talk a little bit about how your travels turned into that? And
I mean, once you start traveling, and it started right after I finished university, and I was on an exchange program finishing my university in France. So I finished my studies in France, and then from there it was like, oh man, my mind was blown open. I was traveling by myself and then meeting up other people, and then take a train from Paris in any direction, for a couple hours, and you're in a new country or new area, a new culture. And that for me was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I loved that. And so from there I started anything else I could do to keep traveling and trying to get paid to do it or whatever, like from working on cruise ships to joining bands across Canada, working in Australia and doing different music things, busking on the streets and things to keep me going to the next gig. And that really shaped me, of like being an appreciative of so many different cultures and ways of living, and trust in strangers to try and get by, and all of those things to really get the most out of being present. And I thought traveling does that. You're so much more aware of things when everything's new, and you're looking at things through a traveler's eye rather than from, oh, I've already been here a million times before. So that really opened me up to the world around me, and trying to continue to live life even in here in Saskatoon when I'm home in the summer, of how can I go down the Mewasan Trail, and how can I cross the bridge and look at things as if I'm the first time here, and appreciating and being grateful for these amazing places that we're able to live and travel to.
And so then your travels, like the Momentom Collective, is it kind of mostly grounded in now Nicaragua?
Yeah,
Is that sort of the main?
Yeah, so from the travels led me into Nicaragua and then meeting some cool people. And again, when you open up to meeting so many people, opportunities start opening up. And I ended up helping found Momentom Collective, an artist residency for people to come around and live and work and train together for extended periods of time. So in a very immersive artist residency type retreat. And that opened me up to medicine communities and ecstatic dance and plant medicine and all these different ways to kind of like deepen the human experience. And now I've got my own space in Nicaragua, Viarte, which is a boutique hotel and retreat center. So 10 years later, I was finally able to get some investment and put things together and find the place to anchor in. And now I'm able to help host other people's experiences and help co-create and uplifting other people to be a leader in their field, in their industry, and in their community. So that's been really rewarding, and we're going on 1 year coming up.
Wow,
so that's
awesome.
been pretty exciting. So these multiple projects all kind of cross-pollinating at the same time has been very exciting.
Cool. And then are you involved also in a yearly festival down there?
In Vision Festival, I've been going down there for 8 years. It's like kind of like a bit of like a Burning Man in the jungle. But a lot more immersive. There's 2 stages dedicated to yoga and ecstatic dance, and they'll have Paul Stamets speak and all the sustainability. They create this village in the jungle with all this bamboo, and then there's also all these artists and DJs and full jungle raves all throughout the morning. So it's an incredible festival right on the beaches of Costa Rica, and it's crazy hot, but it's a full week. So you're immersed in the jungle and in really some of the most interesting people and cultures. They've got the Yawanawa tribe from Brazil, and they've had a lot of different groups coming in, and the Bribri from Costa Rica, and it's just been a melting pot and an amazing jungle soup of cultures and experiences.
Wow. And I've seen many times your Brenna, who's here in Saskatoon, you've done workshops together, like acro yoga workshops.
Yeah, we've been teaching acro yoga at her studio, Pure Living Yoga in Regina and Saskatoon. Also, we've been teaching at Shambhala Festival, her own retreats, and some of my own experiences. So it's been really fun to have a partner that we can cross-pollinate with breathwork, acro, yoga, trainings, and a whole lot of fun.
Wow. Well, you're what a renaissance man you are. And I noticed also the kind of like circus like acrobatics that the Momentom Collective people seem to really, and you too, right?
Yeah, Momentom was birthed through combining yoga and circus flow arts. So what happens when you merge, and how interesting it is that introspection and self-expression, and how deep you can go on both sides when you expand both, like an elastic band. The deeper you can dive into your introspection, the more you can be confident with your self-expression, and vice versa. If you're really tapping into ritual theater and performance arts and deepening your own asana and your own practices. So that's been really cool to dive into.
Oh, sweet. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's
conscious performance is what we called it.
Oh, right on. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. We met through Soul Fest events that Amy and a whole Moose Jaw and Regina team was putting on, and then we did a few events together that way.
Yeah.
And
I remember at the end I was teaching acro and some yoga there, and it was a beautiful initiative to get people together from across Saskatchewan for kind of a conscious yoga festival. And I remember after I needed a ride somewhere, and you're like, well, just get in my van, come on. And it was like, oh, this guy's cool, okay. And you had all the types of cool books and instruments in your van, so yeah. Yeah, I remember that well.
And I think the first thing we did, Amy asked, we were sitting around and we just kind of played like a grand finale little song.
Right.
There were just a few of us, and you pulled out your ukulele right away. We started jamming.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to bring your ukulele in for a song here, right?
Normita, right here.
Yeah, right on.
So she's been a beautiful travel girlfriend for many years. So.
Did you go through that wound together?
Oh yeah, I got her in Nicaragua after a skirmish at the border that broke my guitar in half. Oh. And so I had to get something to travel and play music with, an instrument. And so once I started traveling with the ukulele, it was kind of like, oh yeah, I've got the case here and all the patches from over the years.
Right on.
And so after I started traveling with ukulele, I couldn't go back to lugging around a 30-pound guitar and case and having to buy a bus seat for traveling with my guitar and getting, so that was a travel game changer as a traveling gypsy nomad playing music. So
right.
Well, maybe we should play a tune with Normita. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, it seems like the kind of theme that we met on was, and what I can really, really appreciate and relate with and practice and try to live and share as much in my life also is just the combination of, I like that elastic band idea that you shared of the introspective version of presentation art. Another way I kind of picture that as like a spiral, like you keep spiraling in simultaneous to how you can expand out, and that's like a visualization that's been with me for a while, and I feel like we just share so much appreciation of those kinds of differently the same. And
so many of my projects have been based around art being a catalyst for change and human evolution, and I think right now especially we're going through such turbulent times and divisiveness amongst people and politics and religion. And you realize music, I mean, doesn't matter if you speak the language or not. It's universal. You're tapping your feet, you're singing along, and there's a life force that comes through with music, singing, playing, dancing, that's so universal and beautiful. And that, I think that needs to be celebrated more and more.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what this song I'm going to share. It's an original. It's really about that, and so I was sharing a little bit about this with you before, that there's a kind of a you, like, so You Are the One is the title of this song. I actually wrote this in Moose Jaw. I've developed such a wonderful relationship with all those friends in Moose Jaw there as a result of my relationship with Amy and the Soulfest team and everything. And so I was there, and I was staying with actually Jess Sorab, who's the painter of this work that she actually did specifically for the second album I put out, Deeper Far Out Love. And we actually met at one of Amy's events where she was doing, Jess was doing a live painting for one of the events while I played music. And so that's how Jess and I met, and now I got a whole really great visiting routine with her there and getting to know her family, and just it's
amazing what the opportunities that open up when you open up to meet other people and stay curious to other people, other ideas, other events. And that's been my whole thing, is how can we keep stoking our curiosity. If we keep curious, it will benefit your life and give you ample opportunity in the world. So I love it. So this song I wrote in Moose Jaw, and basically it's like a praise to the you could say the muse of art. Like, I know in the Vedic tradition they call Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge and culture and art and music, and so it's almost like some kind of like praise to a you that's so much bigger than an individual, it seems. But it could also just be a love song about someone you love too, right? There you go.
Yeah. All right. We Are the Ones. But this song's called You Are the One. 1, 2, 3. You are the one that speaks to me from beyond. Like when the sun makes a turn around the horizon. You are the one that speaks to me from beyond. Like when the birds have a song and the day is long. You speak to me soft, you speak to me kind, you speak to me true. You don't tell me what to think, you don't tell me what to say, you don't tell me what to do. You're like a sip of lemonade on a hot day. You're like a fire warm and bright on a cold dark night. You're my friend beyond the end. Speaks to me from beyond, just like the right notes and words for a beautiful song. You seem to make everything make sense. You are like me, we are poetry, constantly complete. You speak to me strong, you speak to me soft, you speak to me true. You can show me what to think, you can show me what to say, you can show me what to do. You're my friend beyond the end. And then sometimes it goes 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, that was awesome.
That was nice.
That was lots of fun.
Normita, little ukulele always gives a nice little sparkle to the song.
Normita. But you got a Norman is the other guitar.
Norma is my guitar.
Right.
Then, yeah. So when Norma broke, then I got Normita. Little más chiquita.
Okay, comprende.
Yeah, sí, claro.
Sí, okay, because and then that's great. See, you're carrying the Canadian guitar name with you while you travel around the world, right? Because Norman was like a
Norman, yeah, it was a Quebec-made guitar. Yeah.
Godin, I think, is the umbrella
they've now it's been bought out. This was years ago, but that was my first guitar, and my only guitar I've really had was a guitar my dad got at a pawn shop when I was like 13, 14 or something. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I feel like I could do this like for hours with you. But I guess
never a shortage of conversation,
right? Yeah, that's great. Well, that's a good sign. A sign of a good friendship. I always think when you get like endless ground to cover, but you just do what you can with these little finite works of arts of moments, you know. So thank you so much. I'm so happy you could do this. Maybe we'll do it again next year or something.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Well, and I'll put lots of notes in the show note things. I'm going to put links to the Momentom Collective, to your book, if there's a link to find your book.
And Viarte, if anyone wants to come down to any retreats or just come down, we'll open up the hotel between retreats as well in Nicaragua. So
awesome. And then also you have recordings on Spotify and YouTube. So
lots of music.
Yeah, I'm going to have a whole paragraph of links for you. Yeah. Okay, awesome. And we'll probably put one in for Pure Living Yoga while we're at it. Why not?
That'd be great. Beautiful.
Yeah. And maybe one for Amy's Love Fest. She's talking about starting a Love Fest.
That'd be great to get another little festival, yoga
festival. We'll have to get you We'll get you out for that one too, because it'll be in the summer. So anyway, lots of good stuff to keep doing. And thank you so much again. Thank you to Arthur, the master, the quiet master on the sound and video board over there.
Perfect.
Yeah. Do you want to make a sound before we go? Okay. Take care. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll be back with more. Adios.